Welcome back to the range. So today I'm testing two CZs. We've got a 2.2 Win Mag and a 17 HMR. We're going to be doing accuracy tests, ballistic tests, decibel tests, and then we're going to be shooting a chicken, as you do, and see what damage each gun does before finishing off shooting it with a high caliber weapon, the chicken that is. So these are the two guns we're looking at. This is a CZ457 in a 17 HMR, 5-shot magazine. And what we've done is we've put a little Nikko Sterling scope on this. Now the Nikko Sterling range, we've just started selling them again. When I was a kid, I was competitively shooting air rifles, and I started on my first ever scope was with a Nikko Sterling scope. And I actually loved it, and they were cheap and they were reliable and robust. And so for years we hadn't been able to get hold of them, and suddenly I've got a big range in again. And so we're going to be testing these scopes, see if they're any good. This has got a Parallax ring on the front. This is 4:9 magnification. It comes with the scope mounts, which are the double bolt scope mounts. Really nice 11mm rail. Lovely gun, wooden stock. This one's threaded for a moderator, bolt action, and we're going to be seeing how this gun does in comparison to its brother that's over here. So this is a CZ512. Again, we've got a Nikko Sterling scope on. This one's the 412 magnification. Comes with the mount, but this is a single bolt mount. Okay, again, 11mm rail. This is an interesting gun. I've never seen one of these before. This has just come into the shop. It's a semi-auto in 2.2 Win Mag. And the calibers are sort of comparable together. 17 Win Mag, 17 HMR rather, and 2.2 Win Mag are sort of comparable. So that's why we're testing them together. Now, these magazines, and this is really interesting, the magazines for each of these guns are interchangeable. Clearly with different ammunition, you would have to be super careful shooting at the same time, but they are exactly the same magazines. Okay, so this is the two rounds we're using today. We've got this is a Winchester Varmint, okay, and this is running at 1900 feet per second, okay, and size-wise they're incredibly comparable. And this one here is a Remington, okay, and this little 17 HMR is running at 2,500 feet per second, so 600 feet per second faster, although they're very comparable in size. Both of them are rimfire. You see there's no striker cap in the end, they're actually rimfire rounds. 2.2, 17 HMR, there they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick accuracy test, then we're going to do a decibel test, and then we're going to shoot a chicken. I've set up my decibel meter here, and we're going to test the sound of each gun and see how they come out. Okay, so the decibel meter is going to be mid-desk. It's not at the muzzle end, but it's about what I would be receiving as a shooter. Okay, let's go. Okay, magazine's empty, gun is empty and open. Okay, so that was running at 92 decibels, 92.9, so call it 93 decibels on the 17 HMR. Let's go and have a look at our grouping. Okay, so I haven't set up the gun to shoot with the scope in the bull. I'm aiming for the bull. What I'm looking for is the actual size of my grouping. I could, of course, easily do that, but it's not something we're going to do right now. What we're looking for is the group. Now that's 5 rounds in there, and that's about a 10mm grouping with 5 rounds. 2 have gone through the same hole, so that's a really, really good group there. Now we'll try the 2.2 Win Mag. So the guns are sort of, one's a semi-auto, one's a bolt action, but while they're not comparable as far as the actions go, they are comparable as far as what you'd use them for. Light game, rabbits, small deer. This is a semi-auto, so if you're culling a small deer, this would be ideal. So let's give this a go and see how we get on. Okay, so to lock the slide back, pull this here, press that lug, and the slide's locked back, gun is safe. Okay, let's go and have a look at that. So here's our 2.2 Win Mag, 5 shots, all within, that's about a 20mm hole. So our 17 HMR was a little bit more accurate, but not that much in it. Yeah, 17 HMR wins on the accuracy front, I'd say. So now what we're going to try and do, let's move this out of the way, we are going to shoot this chicken, HMR and 2.2 Win Mag, and we'll see what damage we get. So that's an HMR, quite a lot of damage that. That's why we don't shoot birds that we want to eat with an HMR. So now we're going to shoot a 2.2 Win Mag in there and see what happens. I don't think we can eat that anymore. I think that's a good illustration of just how the difference between the HMR and the 2.2 Win Mag. The Win Mag's running 1900 feet per second. The HMR with a smaller round is running 2,500 feet per second. This is the 17 HMR damage. The Win Mag went in here, exited here, and really very little damage at all. For anyone who wants to hunt chickens, I definitely recommend the 2.2 Win Mag. However, yeah, it's really incredible difference. As far as the guns go, if I was hunting, I would prefer the bolt action because I find it a nicer way to hunt. If I was doing something commercial like culling, I think I'd go for the semi-automatic. They're both lovely guns, made by CZ, which is obviously, everybody knows that manufacturer. Very, very good quality, and we'll take them out to do some hunting quite soon, and I hope you follow the channel.